It's Thursday and the 11th, and it's also publication day for the Sagersville Independent. Thank you for joining me tonight. If you haven't picked up your edition of today's paper or this week's paper, do so as soon as you can. A lot of informative news, a lot of entertaining news as well. Still a lot of sports, and we're about to see some sports activity at least, and I'll have an interview and report on that subject in just a few moments. And remember, still for the foreseeable future, while we're in this pandemic, you can also go to our website at SagersvilleIndependent.com or YourNewsToday.com, same site. Both links will get you there. Or find the Sagersville Independent Facebook page, and there you'll find the link to the full high-resolution online version of the newspaper. That's all the pages in their entirety, high resolution. You can just scroll down through each. Everything is there. Nothing is left out or omitted. And you can see the paper in its entirety that way. It's something we're going to continue to offer. We'll probably roll into some sort of a subscription, small subscription-based item later on in the future, but we're not worrying about that right now. We want to make sure everyone has access to the news through the Sagersville Independent and, of course, through Your News Today. The governor, a low number of cases today, but there's a reason for that. He also says he's expecting a vote tomorrow in regards to removing the Jefferson Davis statue from the Capitol Rotunda. Here locally, though, a Sagersville man working for a tree trimming removal service fell today from his bucket more than 30 feet. I'll take you to the scene. We'll hear about his injuries in just a few seconds. And like I said, we're also going to hear more about local sports. Coach Scott Castle tells us about what they're doing, and they've been working very hard to make a safe environment for student athletes, basketball players, basketball and football starting to barely come online, but he tells us what they're going to be able to do, what students are going to be able to participate, and what parents can expect for their kids to walk into in the environment that they have been working to create starting on Monday. So a host of news and information to bring you. And that includes a glorious forecast for you at the latter part of the program. Real quickly, I just got off the phone a few moments ago with the Johnson County Sheriff's Department. No new details tonight on that human skull which was found in the White House area over the course of the weekend. I had Sheriff Doug Saylor with us last night telling us about the investigation. They still are awaiting reports back from the forensic examination of that skull. He did identify last night, or did indicate last night, that there were some significant identifying factors on it they were hoping would lead them to identification sooner than later. But as of this afternoon, nothing new on that front. That human skull found in the White House area after it's believed that the family dog drug it onto the property of a White House resident. It was noted last night by Sheriff Saylor that a preliminary investigation by his department seems to indicate that those remains may not have been in the wooded area, that rural area of Johnson County, any longer than 6 months. But so far they didn't match any missing reports that they had, and they were hoping to get some more information from the general public, and they're awaiting some, again, definite information, hopefully via that identification made by the state medical examiner's office. So nothing new to add on that tonight. I have the agenda for the Sagersville City Council meeting. They're going to be meeting in person. They're going to do so they can social distance at the McGoffin County Health Department this coming Monday. That meeting will be at 6:30. I'll have a camera there and a report to follow. Now for our first top story for this Thursday evening, a Sagersville man working for a tree trimming or tree removal service was seriously, perhaps critically injured today on the job. It happened on Route 7. This is the scene at the mouth of Higgins Branch. This is between Royalton and South McGoffin Elementary. It was there this morning that Elwood Perkins, a local man who had been employed for the BMC company, I believe it is, for about 2 years, was some 30 to 35 feet above the ground when he fell from his bucket. I was told by a coworker, and I believe his boss, that after he fell, he literally swung there from his safety harness and then became detached and then fell to the ground.
Said a male subject was cutting this tree. He was using the boom to put pressure against the tree to keep it from falling out in the middle of the road. When the tree shifted, it shook the bucket enough to where I guess he might not have had his harness on properly, and it's thrown him out of the bucket onto the ground. Approximately 30, 40 feet.
Perkins was conscious, but suffered serious and perhaps critical leg and other injuries, and was airlifted from the Royalton landing zone by the Dollar General store. As horrific as this fall was, nearly everyone on scene noted to me that had he fallen any other way, on his head, on the logs that were below him, on the sharpened small trees that had been cut at an angle and still stuck up out of the ground some 2 or 3 feet, or any other way than on his feet and on the softest, wettest spot of the ground below him, as horrific as the fall was, it could have been fatal. We'll talk sports, as much as we can at least, after these messages. Getting the best deal on the best tires with the best service has never been easier. Just log on to ConleyTire.net, check out the latest rebates, sales, and promotions, pick out the tires you want, and email, call, or come by for huge savings from the family who's been proudly serving the area for over 32 years. Conley Tire in Staffordsville, 297-2424.
Appalachian Wireless knows community and connectivity are key. That's why they've created the Appalachian Wireless Advantage Plan. The Advantage Plan caters to the wants and needs of its customers. Flexible contract lengths, more opportunities to upgrade your device, lower upfront cost for a new device, while also having the possibility of lowering your monthly bill. The advantage is choosing Appalachian Wireless. But like the Advantage Plan, the choice is yours. Go in today to an Appalachian Wireless retail location for more details. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
The seasonal shop is open, and they're still doing curbside pickup, so you can call and place orders, and they'll still bring them out to you. And inside, you'll find all new merchandise throughout the entire store, all new spring and summer women's clothing from Charlie Page and Mud Pie, accessories, jewelry, shoes, and bags too, casual outfits for everyday or special occasion outfits and dresses. And if you've been home a lot and really want to freshen up your decor, they have so much to choose from, and they're happy to give you any fresh ideas that you might need. And just in, a large selection of Simply Southern and Candleberry at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop in downtown Sayersville. There is never a good time for a breakdown. They will happen, and your car at some point is going to need some repairs and maintenance. And Black Smoke Performance is open and here with professional, fast, safe service. And just in time for warm weather, they now have certified full air conditioning, diagnostics, and repair to keep you cool in whatever you drive. Black Smoke Performance, 349-8785. Your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe knows that we've still got a long way to go before we get through this pandemic, and that's why they're still offering their $5 off coupon, good on their 16-piece or 20-piece family meal deals. The coupon is in the Sayersville Independent, and they're giving you the Sayersville Independent to get the coupon at your Sayersville Lee's Famous Recipe. You get one with every purchase, so come by and get 16 pieces any way you like it. 2 pints of mashed potatoes with gravy, 2 pints of coleslaw and 8 biscuits, or 20 pieces of chicken, any way you like it, with 3 pints of mashed potatoes and gravy, 2 pints of coleslaw, and 10 biscuits. Either one, $5 off with the coupon that they'll give you when you get there at your Sayersville Lee's.
I'm Hal Rogers, and I approve this message.
He fights for the mountains, for life, and for our president. He's Congressman Hal Rogers. When the world seems shaky, you need steady, proven leadership that delivers. Relief for workers and small businesses, holding China accountable for what they did, getting our economy moving again, and fighting the opioid crisis. That's Congressman Hal Rogers. Pro-life, pro-Trump, and pro-Kentucky.
Well, as I told you, the Kentucky High School Athletic Association has lifted the dead period. That means that student athletes right now, specifically high school basketball and football and middle school as well, no elementary, can get back to at least some form of training and practice. It's going to be limited at the onset and for the end of the month at least, or until the end of the month, with what will probably consist of fundamentals and conditioning. But after a long break and being out of the gym and off the court, Coach Scott Castle said that is much needed. He also tells us how hard they've been working to create a safe environment for your children and our students to return to starting on Monday.
It's going to be real limited starting out. I think the Kentucky High School Athletic Association basically is going to follow the guidelines set by the governor. There's been much preparation going into getting us to the point to where we can at least get in the gym by Mr. Meadows and the staff at the high school. From my understanding, Superintendent Scott Helton met with the athletic director, Chris Meadows, and then we had a coaches meeting earlier in the week to discuss how we would prepare and what we could do to get back in the gym. So basically, we're allowed 10 players, only one coach. Each kid will be screened when they come into the gym. We will keep a daily log of their temperature. Any temperature that's over 100.4 will be reported to the health department, and they may have to self-isolate or whatever the health department would do in that regard. This is not a mandatory situation where kids have to come. We want the parents to feel comfortable as well as the child. You know, if they feel like they still need to wear a face mask at practice, certainly they can. The face shields are not allowed per the guidelines, but it's something that we're going to have to keep a hand on as far as sanitizing. Each child is allowed one basketball. That's their basketball until June the 29th. They have to bring their own water bottle, have to bring their own towel. There's no getting into the ice machine or anything inside the concessions at the high school. Hand sanitizers, still washing of the hands, the social distancing. So, you know, it's something that it's uncharted territory for us as well as for everyone. But, you know, we're excited to get back into the gym and get some things going.
I know that you wouldn't be doing this if you didn't think it was safe, so I'm just going to give you a chance to kind of reassure our parents that this is, in regards to you and the rest of the faculty and staff, that it's going to be a safe environment for them. They're not going to be able to do, I'm sure, to the degree of practicing they always do, but this is going to be a safe environment for them to be in. You guys are going to make sure of that.
Oh yeah, that's you know, as much as we love basketball and we love watching these kids play, you know, safety of everyone is the main concern, and I think that's the reason that you know, they've Superintendent Helton got Pete Shepard, the mayor, and director of the health department involved, as well as judge. So you know, this has been a thought-out plan to get us back into a safe situation. Again, we're going to monitor that, do everything that we can to keep the environment as safe as possible. But again, it's not a mandatory thing. If you don't feel comfortable, you know, that's a decision that the parents can make on behalf of their child.
Do you have any idea what the next step or next phase will be at the end of the month?
Well, June the 29th, from what I understand, and let me grab. I think that at June the 29th, we can actually get up to 50 kids involved. At that point, the social distancing would still apply, but we could do much more activities that would include more kids in specific drills that we would do. It may not simulate game competition with a number of players side by side, but you know, we could get more skill development and more general conditioning without the game type situation. And then we would work our way in, hopefully sometime in July. You know, we're hoping that maybe we could get some scrimmage games in. You know, typically right now we're playing summer ball, and then we'll go into the dead period at the end of the month into the first week in July, which that has been waived by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association because of the pandemic that we're involved in. So, you know, hopefully they'll push things back a little bit, allow us to, you know, as long as it's safe, allow some time to do some things with the kids and then get some game type situations in before school starts back.
Lastly, and perhaps a stupid question because I know the answer, but still, how excited are you and how excited are some of the kids? Like I said, I know I've got one that's thrilled to get back to anything, but you know, I know this is not at all ideal or close to normal, but you got to be glad to be able to. I'm sure the players you've talked to are going to be glad to get out and be able to do something.
Well, it is. I'm real excited to get back in the gym, get with the kids. Being around the kids as much as what the coaches are. The great coaching staff that puts a lot of hard work and a lot of time in. People outside, um, you know, for looking in, don't realize the amount of time that's involved, and certainly we don't do it for the money, but for the love of being around the kids and seeing them grow into young men, and being a good person in the community. So we're excited. I receive texts almost every night from my players. I know that they're excited. But we all need to understand that we can do this, but we have to watch what we do and go about it in a safe way.
And those student athletes will need their physicals before they can attend any organized practices. And here's, parents, how you can get one for free. Yeah, now's a good time to go on to our community calendar after speaking to Coach Castle with some limited activities to start next week. All student athletes have to have a physical prior to, and the ARH Sagersville Clinic is offering free sports physicals. And here is when your student can get theirs. This Saturday from 9 until noon, and then Monday through Friday of next week, and then Monday through Friday of the following week from 8 until 4 o'clock. Parents, families, all you need to do is call 349-6500 to make an appointment. That is the ARH Clinic here in Sagersville, Dr. Scott Arnett's office, and that of Amy Ward for free sports physicals starting tomorrow. Call 349-6500. And you can call anytime to have your announcement heard and seen on my community calendar, or, send that information to me any way you can. Going on to tonight's obituaries, 55-year-old Jeffrey Darrell Montgomery of Sagersville passed away on Tuesday. He's survived by sons Justin and Eric Montgomery and Stephen Metzger, as well as daughters Jessica Williams and Alonia Hill, also his brother Alex, and sisters Rachel Miller and Denise Russell, and 7 grandchildren. In addition to his parents, Jeff is preceded in death by a daughter, Tiana Montgomery, and a brother, Brad. Funeral services are going to be held in his honor this Saturday at 2 from the Right Hand Middle Fork United Baptist Church. Burial will follow in the Montgomery Cemetery at Spruce Pine. Friends may visit the church after 6 o'clock tomorrow evening and anytime prior to Saturday's services. In lieu of flowers, the family says contributions can be made to the Jeffrey Montgomery Memorial Fund at the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And 98-year-old Elizine Montgomery Holbrook of Sagersville, wife of the late Forney Holbrook, passed away on Wednesday. She survived by her son Scotty Holbrook and daughter-in-law Angela Mullins Holbrook, who was married to, of course, her other son, Robin, who passed away not so long ago. She's as well survived by 2 grandchildren and 2 great-grandchildren. Graveside services in Elizine's honor are going to be held this Saturday from the Dyer Cemetery at Middle Fork. Friends can call on the funeral home tomorrow evening from 6 to 8. In lieu of flowers, the family has requested contributions be made to the Appalachian Hospice Care Organization. The Magoffin County Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. All Pro understands that we are all just trying to make it through these most difficult of times, and they want you to know that they're here to help with any repairs or projects that you need done. Big or small, doesn't matter. They've got 0% financing for 18 months and long-term financing if you need it. If you need anything from a new gutter to a new house or a new garage, call All Pro Gutter Works and Construction, 349-9999. Times have changed, now and suddenly more than ever. Our lobbies might be closed, but the Sagersville National Bank wants to remind our customers that we're still here, we're still working to provide our community with as many services as possible. During this time especially, we encourage all of our customers to take advantage of all the options we offer to manage your accounts from the convenience of your home. 24-hour internet banking and bill pay, 24-hour telephone banking, remote deposit, automatic loan payments, and wire transfers are also still available to our customers. And we're still here during our normal hours. Mondays through Fridays, the main drive-thru is open from 8 until 3, and the branch drive-thru is open from 8 until 5. And the branch drive-thru is also open on weekends, Saturdays 8 until noon, with ATMs available 24/7 at both locations. Car accidents don't stop. Accidents at work don't stop. Disability and SSI cases don't stop. Your legal needs and concerns don't stop for the coronavirus, and neither does McFarland and Tinker. They are open, able to schedule appointments per CDC guidelines, and always available for telephone and video conferences. Please, be safe, be smart, stay home, and don't let your legal needs fall victim to the pandemic. Call McFarland and Tinker and let them take care of them for you. Come to Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville and get your prescriptions filled, your over-the-counter medications, and immune system boosters, all from the safety and comfort of your own vehicle, either in their drive-thru or with their new curbside service. You can also call ahead or just download the MyGNP app, that's Good Neighbor Pharmacy, and refill and manage your prescriptions right from your device, helping you and yours stay healthy and safe. Parkway Pharmacy in Sagersville, 349-4400. In his daily update to me, Mayor Pete Shepard, Public Health Director of McGoffin County, confirmed a few moments ago the latest testing results. 671 McGoffin Countyans tested to date, 658 negative, 9 cases or tests still pending, and the 4 cases that we now have after I reported to you on last night's program, 2 new cases in McGoffin County. No new details or updates on those 2 individuals in addition to what we had on last night's program. Now, in his daily update, we turn to Governor Beshear, where in announcing only 69 new cases today, which is putting Kentucky very close to that 12,000 case mark, the governor said that due to a delay in a federal program, many of the cases that would have been included in today's results will be on tomorrow's tally, stressing that Kentuckians shouldn't read too much into the very low number of 69. Those 69 new cases brought to 11,945 the total number of cases for Kentucky to date, with 9 additional deaths reported today, bringing our total to 493. 3 of those 9 deaths from a Boone County nursing home facility. And as we near that 500 mark of Kentuckians' lives lost, he reminded everyone that it could have been much worse, and we could have lost tens of thousands of our people by now. The governor also said, moving on to another topic, that he is expecting a vote tomorrow to remove the Jefferson Davis statue from the Capitol Rotunda.
I have asked the State Historic Properties Advisory Commission to meet tomorrow. And I've asked them to meet tomorrow to vote to remove the statue of Jefferson Davis from our Capitol Rotunda. It is long past due to remove a statue that some kids who come into this Capitol, a Capitol that's supposed to be the people's house and there for everybody, see as a symbol that they don't matter, a symbol of the enslavement of their ancestors, and a symbol of the continued systematic racism that we see in so many parts of our society. In this Capitol, in a place of honor, not in any historic context, we ought to want to be a welcoming place for every Kentuckian, where every Kentuckian can come in and feel like their government is listening to them and not have to stare at a symbol that suggests that they are lesser.
And lastly, the governor says that data indicates to him that Kentucky is still in a plateau in regards to the number of cases that we are experiencing and seeing, but he also says that we are no longer in a decline as well. He also announced that his next press conference will be on Monday. Now, also on the topic of COVID-19, infection rates across America appear to be spiking for a lot of states. A Centers for Disease Control and Prevention list of data indicates that America had the biggest spike of daily cases, almost 37% in just the past few days. And when you take a look and separate the countries, the top 10 countries in regards to the highest number of cases, that is the largest spike by a lot of all of those 10 countries. And right now, the average number of deaths per day due to COVID-19 in the United States is over 1,000. Also, Johns Hopkins University says that almost 2 million cases of COVID-19 have been documented in the United States, and we are well over 112,000 lives lost, and that is the highest reported anywhere else around the world. Now, some specific states which reopened, some a bit earlier than others, are seeing serious conditions and serious spiking levels. Arizona, for example, well, their state's health system, the largest of it at least, largest portion of it, says that they are nearing capacity and running out of external lung machines to help patients breathe. Other states also seeing similar issues. Texas reopening, as is other states. That state just set a record for COVID-19 hospitalizations for now the third day in a row. And North Carolina is also reporting a record number of cases across their state for the second or third day in a row. Many public health officials, doctors, and experts are warning that a lot of these states are opening too soon. And when you combine that with social distance policies not all that strict, a lot of people getting together over the Memorial Day weekend, a lot of people getting together just with the assumption that it's over, all contributing to those problems and those spikes. As a result of those spikes, the markets plunged today. The Dow about 1,800 points today. The Federal Reserve warning of a slow economic recovery, and the number of states reporting those spiking numbers having a big factor in today's markets. Oh yeah, and out of West Virginia, from what I understand, almost a half dozen churches there have seen outbreaks therein, averaging anywhere from 6 to 8 to 10 members of the congregation in each church, approaching more than a few dozen cases in those church members, as those churches were meeting, as many are, but these specifically, they say, doing so without enforcing very strict social distancing guidelines. With that, can't think of a better way. I mean, unless I had a winning lottery number for someone out there or something. I guess I can think of a better way, but it would be hard pressed to do tonight. To end the show, then, on a forecast which has us in the middle of a gorgeous run of some really beautiful early fallish conditions. Yeah, I almost feel like I ought to have fireworks exploding in the background with this forecast. It's just going to be that fantastic. Just like today for the next several days. And there are zero complaints, I think, to be heard. Clear skies tonight, a low of 57, and a light northeasterly wind at most. A beautiful Friday is upon us tomorrow. Can you believe it's Friday already? At least it's going to be a beautiful one. 81, sunny, still on the milder side. Tomorrow night again, 57 for the low, mostly clear skies. Temperatures even back off a bit more for the weekend. For the first half on Saturday, sunny and 78 degrees, mostly clear that night, and the low 50s, low to mid. Sunday, a little cooler still. 76 is expected to be our peak right now for the latter half of your weekend. Still under sunny, beautiful, clear skies. Now, there is a 20% chance of some showers late Sunday night with a low of 53. Just kind of a blip on the radar that I really don't see much more reason to talk about. So let's go on to your Monday with still only a slight chance of showers, and this is like a narrow window between noon and 3 mostly, and about a 30% shot. Otherwise, still sunny, still upper 70s on your Monday. Monday night, a 20% chance of showers around 8 or so. But otherwise, I mean, we're talking about mostly clear skies and just a tiny chance of some showers developing. And that's going to be the trend from there on as well. I mean, Tuesday, we're still sunny, 80 degrees and a 30% chance. Wednesday, 82, sunny and a 30% chance. And I think we'll ride that on out at least through this time next week, maybe even after. That'll wrap it up tonight. I'll wrap up this week. Indictments returned yesterday by the sitting Magoffin County grand jury, some for very, very serious charges. I'll have that and a host of other news that you'll only see here if I see you then. Thank you for watching. Good night.